Okay.
Am I here? Am I heard good?
Yes, yes, it's clear. May I hear
Is
your
my mic
thoughts?
clear? Okay, okay.
Yes, it's clear. May I hear your thoughts about
So
your opinion on how to eradicate or minimize graft and corruption?
my thoughts, ma'am, I believe that if we're ever going to like put those in charge, let's not put those in charge like basically celebrity minded, like those people who would like sugarcoat words, making promises, then they're not even gonna make promises. The ones, in my opinion, who should be the ones in charge should be the ones who have felt like the hardships of truly working hard within the government. Those who should have like, let's say, I'm not exactly those, but those who should taken education seriously and applied it within their knowledge of knowing this and those, the experience of what's it like actually delivering something to the people and whatnot. And like,
Mm,
I believe it comes to those who really did work hard for it, instead of like, if you would actually notice, those people in the government, these are privileged people. In other words, these weren't, people who experienced a lot of things, because from within their lives already, they already had everything from the very beginning. We should the ones who we should put in charge should be the ones who have felt hardships even more, in my opinion, because
mm,
they know the nature and the value of serving something bigger than them.
mm. Yes.
So that's my opinion po.
Nice, Luisa. I get the point of actually having like a requirement or a criteria. However, your concern, your input in that is really good. Like someone who was actually able to experience and also was able like knowledgeable of management and all. However, it's difficult to actually put it into context because don't you know that running as a politician have no actual personality requirement or have no actual somehow like a resume requirement. What is really strict lang in there is that you should be Filipino and then of a certain age. And then only that. So whether you're graduate of elementary only or kinder only or whatever would be like your educational attainment, it doesn't matter. Even your personality, whether you're an INFJ or whatever is your personality, it actually does not matter in the choosing of leadership now, with what Luis is trying to say somehow, in his opinion, that the best way to actually control graft and corruption is to also make a criteria. So that's what he's like trying to say. However, his criteria is very subjective because it's like only limited to parang certain experience. Somehow we could upgrade it in a action-oriented tsaka specific type. Like for example, let's say you experience 10 years of social work, something like that. Like, and then let's say you were able to take up bachelor courses. Yun, there's ano, kumbaga there's a title, there's a specific thing that you need to attain and then you will present it. So somehow have a criteria, right? So, yeah, according to Anika yan, maybe there should be more qualifications and background check. Yun, exactly. Background check. So, yun, we need someone with good ideals and a realistic leader. Yun. So, things like that. Those are ano, those are really what we're craving for, clamoring for a leader. It's just that there's no structure eh. There's no structure to keep that in check. So I hope somehow someday there would be like a law that would be passed that there's only a certain criteria in being a leader or a politician. Kasi there's this statement nga, they said, if you're gonna apply for college, it's so difficult to apply in Ateneo, LaSalle, and all those elite colleges. They're gonna ask you for your diploma. They're gonna ask you for recommendation from your teacher, principal, and so on and so forth. But why we cannot do such good screening process in the very leader that the one somehow governing the nation? Diba? Like it's anyone could apply actually as a president. Remember before it's always like a laughing stock whenever there's this person wanting to be a president and he's saying that he's the prince of the universe, that he actually have like superpowers to do this and do that. Yun. So, Kanye West, di ba? So, it's not just actually a Philippine thing. Even USA, a first world nation who acts like a third world, some said, also experienced that practice. Pero we cannot actually totally generalize all because there are also other countries who are like very merit inclined. Like Canada. Have you seen the cabinet members of Trudeau? He really makes sure. He really makes sure that the cabinet members are in line, di ba? In line with what they're good at. So he himself, for sure they do not have law regarding credentials. They do not have law regarding merit. But he himself and the people themselves require it for their candidate. So they do not vote for someone who's a joke. 'Di ba? Parang they choose people really based on merit. Even there's no law about that. They just know it. They just know that's the right thing to do. Diba? So I hope we will be culturally advanced as well to note that. Kasi here in the Philippines, whoever is the funniest, whoever is the realest, like the prank of all, parang the honest of all, the sometimes just like good looking like Bong Revilla, di ba? They're the ones who really yun nga handsome. Yun, whoever like somehow appeal to our senses. After Luis, I actually said Kisha, right? Kisha, are you available now?
Yes, Chair.
Okay, give us your
I
thoughts.
Yes, I think, Chair, the most important thing po for us to eradicate graft and corruption is to listen to the people as well. Kasi I noticed po na like, I think it's better to create like a pathways, like for the people to join in the governance, like governments po, like to know the priorities, like what are the priorities, the problems and the solutions. Because I've noticed po, Chair, this past few weeks since we had like a typhoon po last week. And then I've noticed po na there are a lot of people ranting about the president. Like he's just laying down daw po, and then there's need parang people like the DDS and the non-DDS na po are fighting. And then I've noticed ang chair na the problem po kasi with the government is that they don't listen on like like on the parang opinion of others, kasi they only think that they are the authority, that they should be the one leading the people. That's why I think that's one of the reason po, like give power to the people to speak up and to tell their opinions. I think that's it lang, Chair.
I actually believe they listen to the opinion of the people, but they don't think that they should be followed. Kasi remember, they know the hashtag where's the president. They know every words that the netizen are saying about the president. They know all of that. That's why the president's like going ballistic last night. If you're actually awake, like around 12 midnight, the president actually had his speech. And in his speech, he spent 20 minutes criticizing Lenny Robredo and how Lenny, the vice president, is outshining him. So there you'll see that there's disorganization. That's one thing. And then another thing is they do not know, they do not allocate properly the resources that they have. I do not know if they do not allocate or they do not know how to allocate help and resources. So that's why tendency some politicians who really care about their people, they no longer ask the government. They ask the private sector for help. Just like what the mayor of Marikina did. He just reached out with the private sector. At least the private sector, when they give, it's there, it's done. Right? And like if you're gonna go pa with government, so much bureaucracy happening that you need to ask permission to this, permission to that. Like so many processes that needs to be done that really frustrating, especially in time of calamity. Uh, the beautiful thing about calamity. I know it is bad in terms of life kasi there are so many life being lost, but politically speaking, calamity shows how broken the system is. You will see how disorganized a certain political system is, depend on how they respond to calamity. So those are like those are like somehow eye-opening moment. Calamities are eye-opening moment. So for that, yun, Kisha's like somehow just stating her grievances about that situation of the division, di ba? The DDS and the non-DDS kind of warfare of words in the internet. And lastly, we have Stephen. Is that Stephen ba in the list? And Stephen, would you like to give your idea?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Iha.
Hello. Can I be heard po? Ayan. Chair, ano po, I think um, one of the ways we can do as a citizen po the is um, um, is kasi Chair, I believe that the graft and corruption, Chair, how can we solve it? It is ano, Chair, we can solve it ano po, if we will go back po, like the like how it how how politicians are getting elected. So I think it's really with us po, the citizens of the
Mm.
Philippines. Like if we will only have like ano, a thorough research po, like also with the correct politicians po, and if we'll do a background check also, of their education, like whose politicians are like the ones who really studied and have an education po. um I think we can solve it, the ano the or prevent po the graft and corruption. Also, Chair, ano po, before po kasi, Chair, when President Duterte po is when the election is not yet um not yet beginning, like ano po, when they are just
It's just
campaigning po,
campaigning.
most of I think President Duterte is really famous po. Yes, it's really I mean he's really famous,
Well
and
loved,
a lot of people
trending.
is like on Facebook po, like yeah, well loved and trending po. And um but ano po, that's for a very short time lang po. But when he got elected na po, and I think the behavior or the the
Character
view of the
matters.
people to President Duterte have changed. Yes, Chair. And yes, character matters, Chair. Also, Chair, I think those politicians po who's um, when they're campaigning, Chairs, who's giving out money for the people to vote them, I think the people should know that this money, I because sometimes, Chair, people receive those tend to accept those money because they are really in need of money and whatsoever, Chair. But they don't know, Chair, that that is just for a very short time. That's for temporarily lang for the money that they are going to receive. But they don't know how much money does those corrupt politicians have, ano, will be spending po in the future. I think that's
Yes. You know, I like your answer, Iho, kasi it's the easiest of all. Because if there would be like other like parang suggestion of how to eradicate graft and corruption, the other route is take it legal, right? Like have like pass a law that would punish the criminals of graft and corruption and so on and so forth. That's like the hard route. Though it would be a lasting effect, but that's like a hard way, a hard passage to walk through. But in Stephen's suggestion, it's the easiest of all, right? The easiest of all solution is just simply be a wise voter and don't vote for people with graft and corruption background. That if they are like they committed it before, don't have them elected now because they will surely do it again. So somehow like in Stephen's suggestion of just relying on the voter, that's actually the easiest and the quickest. However, then again, people have their own sets of mind. Maybe we could say that in some others, but others will always vote for the people that they like, they adore, help them, give them 500 and things like that. So we need to somehow change an entire culture eh. We need to change the culture of that, the culture of utang na loob, so that we will really flourish. Diba? Yes, Angelo? Angelo, you're saying
Sure, I
something.
have a question po.
Yes, yes.
Do you think po ano like psychology will work on ano like politicians, like use the thinking of people to use them, to use against them, like for example when people mostly vote by the looks or charisma like that, what if like y- um you you'll be clever like a serpent, but you instead you'll have a good deeds like that.
Like how's like psychology effects on that, like
Yes po.
y- you're actually good in that kasi that's what the politicians are actually doing. They're appealing to our psychology, they're appealing to our psyche. That's why notice politicians who's like trying to please people, they're saying the things that what people wants to hear even if it is not true. Whatever what the people like this president that we have, President Duterte, he rise to popularity because of his astig mentality, like his badass, like he whoever crosses his path he'll eliminate, like he appealed to that aspect wherein the Filipinos look for, because Filipino, based on our long history, we are a culture of idolatry. Whether we like it or not, we are a culture that idolizes someone who's powerful, idolizes someone who's very confident. So that's why Spaniards stayed with us for 333 years, not because we were forced that much. We are actually, we find them likable somehow. That's why it's like is very hard to liberate ourselves because it's within our culture. That's why when the president now rise to power, it's more on that. He appealed to our senses. He appealed to our psychology, and not just him. Other politicians who use good looks, wearing bright colors. Notice to the politicians, they always wear bright colors, whether be it yellow, whether be it blue, white, anything that's bright. Yan, psychology yon. And then other thing, when they speak, they tend to just really straight body and assert their statement. You do not see politicians holding paper because it will appear like they do not know what they're saying. So they just speak. There are a lot of politicians who do not know what they're saying. So they're just gonna speak, and whatever comes out to their mind, they're just gonna say it because content is not important. It's the posture and the manner of your speaking. So yun, those are like leadership psychology indeed. And we are hypnotized by such psychological approaches being done to
Sure,
us.
there's someone like, since like politician can hypnotize us, like is there someone who can hypnotize politicians like that? I mean
Mm,
that the one who can do that to them.
I do not know, Iho, if that's possible. I feel like maybe they're friends, like they're croonies around them, like the ones that's giving them ideas and they get it, or like they find it okay and then they spread it to people. But mostly the
Stalin
leaders,
is here.
yeah, mostly the leaders are like ano for the grade 11, soon we'll be discussing the tipping point. Parang it's like a theoretical approach. Sa tipping point kasi there are like different types of connectors. May maven and then the core, something like that. So politicians usually, the moment you're on top, you're not easily being influenced. Eh. You're the influencer. So, but of course, I'm not closing any door that there could be other factors that influence a powerful influencer, but that would take time. We'll see how money. I saw what do you call this? A comment from Christian Kenneth. Something that can hypnotize a politician is money. But I think what Angelo is like trying to say is like positively hypnotize or positively influence that politician to be a positive role model. We'll see that. Pero I haven't seen it in my lifetime. I ano. Is there anyone who would like
Sure,
to add more with that? I saw Anika a while ago
sure.
raising her hand eh. Pero sige, Stephen, sige, let's have you.
Okay. Sure, I remember, sure, what you told us po in our class that in in some countries like Japan or Korea, when their leader did something wrong and he is embarrassed
Accountability.
na po. When the
Mm.
yes, sure. When the people is when the people is like demanding him or her to get out of the position, they will eventually um eventually get out of the position po. And because they are imbalanced themselves, just like you said po, like like they have in mind that they don't did their duties or their works properly to for the people. That is why
They're
the tendency
resigning,
is
'di ba?
that
If especially if
they
they're
are
involved
na
in
lang,
a
resigning na lang.
yeah, they're involved in a scandal, they will resign immediately
Oh,
because
Nixon.
it's to actually solve their what's that? It's actually to solve their image, their face, kumbaga. Now that's the thing. That thing of what we're experiencing are politicians not having accountability, that it is already proven or there are already evidences that they're wrong and still they're not claiming it. That's one characteristic of a third world nation. Try to notice all the politicians, all the leaders in the world who happens to have scandal and refuse to acknowledge it, refuse to be accountable to that. Those are politicians from third world nation. That's why there's this debate, not really debate, but there's this statement that is very rampant now in the US system, the US government, because Trump refuses to acknowledge his wrongdoings. So that's why they have this idea of America is a first world nation with third world perspective, because the accountability is no longer there. Back then in American politics, I remember there's this president, I think it's Nixon, President Nixon, about the Watergate scandal. He was
Oh, yes,
actually
yes, it's Nixon.
yeah, he was actually humiliated by that, and he did not admit that he committed a crime, but after that he really showed humility. Yeah, but his popularity submerged and his influence submerged, that he's not like a loudmouth pa na you had a scandal and then you have the face to actually show everyone that it's okay, it's okay. But those are like performances and attitude of third world nation. The first world do not do that. They care so much of their image. They care so much of their prestige. But now, so many situations happening that things like that are no longer being practiced. Sad. So
Trev, Trev,
accountability. Yes, yes, yes.
I have one, question po. Is there a law that that state parang that state that any politician still, like, if there will be a law that passed that says any running officers that were proven to um corruption and graft will never be run again. Do you think if that law will pass, what do you think the senators will approve it or not? Because if they approve, if they like in for me, I think if they did not approve it, they will look like
They're
suspicious like that.
guilty and like
Yeah,
that, no?
they're kind of look suspicious.
I think they will still not pass it because that's what happened with the anti-dynasty bill passed by Miriam. Those who voted against it are the children of a dynastic political clan. So it's really obvious that they're voting against it because they're the ones who will be suffering from that. So I don't think our politicians have that kind of, like parang face to actually say, it's humiliating if I will do that. Parang there's no idea of hiya anymore with them. They will still, I think, vote against it. Pero actually, there are laws na once you're proven convicted, you're not allowed to run. It's just that with some of their cases, they're able to find parang other legal terms na they're not convicted, they were accused. Parang yun, that's their term eh. They were accused, pero they're not convicted. Things like that. So they find ways to prove their action. Pero just come to think of it na lang. Any Filipino who will apply for a job, the company requires NBI. So the NBI will show your name and then the possible cases you face, whether you've just been accused or you're convicted. It will show in your NBI record, and then you will pass it to your employer, and then they'll see, those are your background. And then the moment you have background, like if your NBI certificate do not have clear, then there are like information in there, automatic the company will be turned off, right? Like why would I hire this person? Even accused only, they are already turned off to hire you. But the thing is, in the higher offices, politicians, Senate, Congress, we have a lot of people who are accused or even convicted of, but still in the service. That's why nga, it's really questionable. The criteria of politicians, really questionable. There should be a law to really, categorize them the way we are categorized in our job. It's hard to find a job, pero it's easy to be politician. Diba? So, it's a sad. So,
Sure,
yes.
why didn't those people like investigated?
They were investigated,
Oh,
and there are also cases raised against them. And I understand your frustration because even I, like, even with those evidences presented, still they're there. Diba? You see the frustration, and you know like why. Same with you, I just have those thoughts lang, like why. How. Even with there are actually there's this mayor, I forget lang his name, but he was actually in prison when he won being the mayor, and he still served as a mayor while he was in prison. I'll try to look for his story, pero yun, he is known to be like mayor, and then he's inside the prison serving his term. Yan. So, actually, we already reached our limit. It's already 2 o'clock, and we talk about politics. The next meeting, actually, we really have limited times na lang. But then again, I told you it's fine by me as long as we're really somehow discussing bit by bit this information. Anyway, the topic that we have really summarizes everything that is remaining of our lesson. So, we will stick with this up until December. So next meeting, we don't have Friday because it's grade slip distribution. There will be like a program, and our time will actually be eaten up. Pero I'll try to check up because I heard the program will start 2. So if the program will start 2, we could still have our session. So the moment we still have time on Friday, we will discuss economics. And actually, since the PowerPoint is posted already, you could actually study the critical questions I have in there. And then you could share your thoughts regarding that. Yan. And yeah. Do you have any question? Yeah. Because after Friday, we still have 3, 4 meetings left. Four meetings left pa. Mayor Sanchez. Oo nga, no. But there's someone pa older than him, like way back in the 90s. I'll search. I was thinking it's his Halos Hos eh. Halos Hos. Pero I'll search more. Yan. Okay. So I think that's that. Yes, Ijan, are you gonna say something?
How about you po, teacher? With your with the question
I
po that was what is
ay,
your side po on how to eradicate po?
Um, actually, in my perspective talaga at first is really to create law that would punish them. But actually, upon hearing the answer nga of Stephen, uh, teka, why Joseph Stalin's here? Pero anyway, upon hearing the answer of Stephen, yun, I was actually able to get na let's start with the root. So I think my best contribution in here is to start with the voters, parang influence voters to choose the best. Diba? Yan.
Sure, sure.
Hello? I'm
You got
I'm choppy.
cut off po. Lag
I
po.
got
Yes, you
pero
got cut
now.
off earlier
Earlier po, it got
po.
cut.
Okay
Oo
na
nga
po.
kasi all of you,
It's good.
froze and then I was like thinking, are all your internets okay? Pero nga, I'm choppy still. Choppy, 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 choppy,
clear na po.
choppy. Yeah, clear na.
Clear na po, teacher.
Ayan.
It's clear na.
Okay. So yun, actually, to answer Ijan's question to me, like he just returned the question to me. For me, my at first creating law sana to punish the criminal of graft and corruption. But upon hearing Stephen's answer, it's easier to actually start with the voter. So me, I am in position to actually influence younger minds. 'Di ba? So, me as a teacher of social studies, I could start with that. Parang sharpening the minds and creating a critical thinker of a person, critical thinker so that when you vote, you choose the best. So yun, I could start with that. So that's my way of trying to eradicate corruption is to produce more critical thinker, young minds. Young minds.
Here, I
Yun.
also want to add something po with
Yes, yes,
what you
Anika.
said po. Like I also have I also have this idea how to eradicate corruption, and I think maybe my answer to that is education. Because like for example, right now I really don't have hope to any of the politicians like in who are seated right now or anything, but I have hope for the future politician po, because I can see that the generation today, the generation right now, they are really aware of what's happening. And of course, like us po, like the fact that we are discussing it right now in this class in senior high school, it's just like it's awareness na po talaga. And I think that the youth are the ones who will like change the future. I don't know, maybe it's very like idealistic of me, or maybe so, how do you say this, like ambitious of me, but I
Mhm.
don't but I think that is the best education, because also with being wise voter, you also have to have like proper knowledge and education, and I think that is the best way din po. And also with what you said po, like sharpening the minds of the students, that's also part of like educating us po. And really hopeful for the our generation, I think, even though we are like known for a lot of negative things,
Yes, yes. Pero
but
yes, yes, me too. I see it positively naman. Yes. Education, no? I'm happy that you put my answer in that context. Because I was actually, while I'm talking, I'm also thinking another thing na, how can I summarize this? How can I really put it in simple idea? And then I'm so happy that you raised it, Anika. So yeah, as simple as education, that's the only thing we can do right now. The only way we could actually contribute. Be wise, be knowledgeable, and be accountable, because graft and corruption is actually an evil deed done by someone who's greedy. So the moment we know what we want and we know what to do with it, we're not gonna crave for more. We're not gonna be greedy. So us not being greedy, we could actually share positivity in the world. And I would like to share something lang with what Anika kasi said that she's being so idealistic and all. To share then again my teaching story. If I remember, I'm not sure if any of your batch I tell this story. When I was in college, we were asked to write an essay and about like our teaching philosophy. And then my teaching philosophy, I said, I will change the educational system of the Philippines. The way students learn, I'll change it. And then I was laughed at by my classmates and even my professor. She laughed like, change the Philippine educational system. And I was like, okay, back then I was so idealistic. My hope is like that high, and then I was laughed at, and then but still
Yeah,
my
true.
goal is still like that. Now when I look back, 10 years of my teaching career, I look back, I feel like I really did, I really did change something in the educational system. Maybe, uh, 50 students, 25 students lang per school year. Pero yung mga napag-graduate ko na, all those students that graduated, who like somehow go through my palm somehow, I'm confident that I indeed give a high quality, genuine education. So I was able to do it, not in a grand scale, step by step in 10 years time. That's why I'm actually, I have this thing. I ask my students who graduated college, give me their college picture, like their graduation picture. Only three of them submitted. And I'm still gonna wait for more. Pero with you, yan, if you graduated college and you remember me pa, you could somehow send me your picture because I'm really saving them in a um laminated folder. And yan, because I want to be reminded that that dream of mine to change the educational system, give good quality, genuine education is really coming to life. That my 2009 self is actually not worthy to be laughed at when I was that ideal. So, Anika, if you're feeling very idealistic, and actually some of you, I'm seeing some of your My Day cynics nga very very inspiring her campaign diba? The moment you believe in something, you really grab hold to it because it's gonna
Atenix should be a
happen.
politician.
It's gonna happen. And I'm telling you, not now, not tomorrow, not next week, but it will happen step by step. I was actually able to see it 10 years 10 years. I was able to see it by now. So with you.
Next for president. Atenix for
Yes,
president.
yes. Yan yung mga student council president that I see potential into. Back then, I'm really pushing Brian Rodanilla to be like even mayor or like that. Kasi he has the talaga, the willingness as well. So yun, only that na whenever you feel like you're too idealistic and you don't have place in this world, always remember you have. It just takes time. Okay.
Sure.
Yes. Yes, Blitz.
Ano po, in connection to Anika's answer po, that's why every vote po is so important because what will be on the ballot, it will be the character po of the nation po. That's why when I will look for a politician po, I will look for their debate po, their decency and their honor po and respect and how they treat the people with dignity po. And I
Wow.
will not just look sugar-coated promises po, but I will base it on facts po, the way they debate po.
Nice, nice. I like his recitation to be like the last thing on our video kasi it's just less than 1 minute. Pero I super I was amazed by by what he said in that. The character of the ballot would be the character of the nation. So yun, good stuff in there. So, yun. So anyway, I believe it's just really few seconds. So I'll screenshot. Quick lang, 1, 2,